Big Bach, everything DMV Radio. Listen, we back in the building. We in the building today with another dope artist out of the DMV. I ain't gonna take up too much of what she gonna tell you today because she gonna talk to y'all today. Got a lot of great music that she's been just blessing us with, and it's just been amazing to hear and to see and see what she's doing. But for those who don't know her, for those who haven't got the chance to hear her or to see her, I'm gonna actually play her song "Speak Now," um, so that you can get to know exactly who the artist is you're about to be seeing today on Everything DMV Radio. Thanks everybody who take the time to tune into us and follow our movement, what we got going on, what we doing, and we just gonna keep bringing it to you. You know what it is, your boy Bop. Yeah.
I'm about to lose it. With your hands all over my waist, hope it's not too quick. But your body is pressing me, oh how you use it. When we rock into the beat, you know what you doing. So baby, grind it down on me. Crying out to me, yeah, I know it, I could see how. Liking what you see, let me know what it's gonna be about. Love it, fall for me. When you love it, then I'll scream out. Dying for the need, if you want it, then you speak. Sexual intentions, when we standing face to face, all around town. When you're really from around the way, all you do is cop the money, then throw it in the safe. Everything full drip. When you pull up in the whip valet, complicated feelings those eyes give to me. Saying love me more than anything, promise to keep. Body built up like a masterpiece. I am so weak. You got me so shook. And look how long it took. Oh, crying out to me. Yeah, I know it, I could see. I can like it, what you see. Let me know what it's gonna be about. What it's gonna be. Love it, fall for me. When you love it, then I'll scream. Baby, no, dying I scream. For the need. If you want it, then you speak now. You're crying out to me. You're crying out to me. Let me know what you gon' do. What's it gon' be? You got me so shook.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Yes, that is Goddess Nikkiya, and she's doing her thing. No further prolonging this. This is her right here. Welcome, welcome. How are you?
Hey, thank you for having me, Big Bach, Everything DMV Radio. It's my pleasure. I'm so excited to be here.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, we're excited to have you. I've been seeing what you've been doing, and you've been, really blessing people with some nice music, R&B, urban R&B. It's nice. I mean, you definitely doing your thing, and it's amazing just to watch and see what you're doing. For those who don't know you though, like tell the people a little bit about you, who you are and how you even got into this whole music thing.
Well, I'm originally from Plainfield, New Jersey, and I fell in love with singing when I was about 5 years old. I would listen to so many artists. I would listen to so much music. My mom would say, "You're humming and singing notes since you've been born." Now she's like, "I expect at 5, that you want to sing." So I used to sing at all my school events at a very young age. and I just fell in love with music. It just was a way for me to express my true emotions and feelings, and it gave me an outlet, for a lot of the things that I was going through at that age. Um, I moved later on after getting into a lot of school stuff. It was very sad for me, but I ended up moving out of New Jersey and I moved to the DMV. So when I moved to the DMV, I thought that, my whole life was over. Everything was going to be so different. I was just a kid, but I picked it right back up where I left off. I started getting back into choir, chorus. I tried to play instruments. I tried to play the flute. I tried to play the piano. I dibbled and dabbled in everything music. So my mom didn't let me down. She made sure that I was definitely still in that relationship that I had with music. And as I matured and grew up, I figured that, hey, I like to not just sing everybody else's songs, but I like to say something myself. So at around age 12, 13, I started taking songwriting very serious. I would just write myself songs to myself and sing them to myself. And then my friends would tell me, like, well, we know that you sing, let me hear what you have. I would let them hear what I had. And they were like, you really need to do something with this. You need to go on American Idol or The Voice. You need to go do something. And, as life went on, time got away. I started having kids. And I just never grew away from loving and wanting to do music. So I didn't want my kids to give up on their dreams. So I just continued to do it. And so far, it's been really taking it there for me. So with being in the DMV, I felt like, you know, I have so many different opportunities. People were coming to me with different opportunities to sing. I started dancing as far as performance for ballet. I started becoming the performer that I was. So it's not that I forget about New Jersey. I love New Jersey. That's where I'm from. But the DMV is my home, and it's what's been helping me, grow that stronger relationship with music.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, listening to this music when you were growing up, like, were you the type of person to listen to like certain music, or was it like a wide range of music that you were listening to?
It definitely was both. I had R&B as my focal point, but I later found out when going to choir and chorus that you have to listen to opera. You have to listen to other genres to see what they're saying and see what they're doing. So I even took some opera classes, um, but R&B is my home. So I never wanted to leave R&B, destitute. I feel like that's what is me. I would listen to Brandy. I'm a big Beyonce fan. I've been a Beyonce fan since Destiny's Child. I listened to Mariah Carey and mimic her as best as I could. I know she's obviously better at it, but I would mimic her as much as I could. I would listen to Monica, and definitely most importantly, I would listen to Aaliyah. We miss her so much, but Aaliyah gave me a lot of inspiration as far as to, the fact that she was such an innocent soul and an innocent spirit, but she had something to say. And it encouraged me before her death and after her death. It encouraged me to say something and speak, because you never know when those moments could be taken away. So I would see what a lot of these artists would be going through. It educated me on how to operate. And most importantly, it allowed me to, yes, mimic their voices to learn and sing, but it taught me so much more about music being so lucrative and it not just being one thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, nah, that you mentioned some of my favorite singers. I remember when I first got a hold of Monica's tapes, man. Like Monica's still like one of my favorite singers to this day. Like
Mhm.
she does her thing and she does it real well. Now with the music that you were listening to and these stories, because it's a lot of it's a lot of girl stories, a lot of love stories. When people listening to your music, like what is there to expect from your style and the way that you do music?
They're going to experience and expect love, the trials and tribulations of love, when you're right, when you're wrong, when you're trying to fix it, when you can't fix it, just the whole collective of the universal energies of love. Love from even just not in a erotic, emotional, and intimate relationship, but even love for your kids, love for your friends, love in general. I feel like it's my duty just to give the world that much so that, you know, people can hear something that is calming and something that they can relate to, most importantly. So it's a lot of, for me, I put my little trials and tribulations in there. I did put some of my own, issues in there that I've experienced. So you will hear things, that relate to having tough relationships and trying to find a way out of them. I have a new song coming out called Let Down, and it's just about when people let you down and when you expect more. I have new music that's coming out about intimacy and how to give and receive love. I have a lot to say. So, with the songs like Speak Now, it's just like those instant connections, those undeniable connections, and things like that people normally experience but don't ever really talk about.
No, you absolutely right. Like those are some of the things you hear stuff like they already, went through or did, but that kind of yeah. How does Speak Now, even come to into existence? Like what was the writing? Matter of fact, what is your writing process? Like how do you, find your music? How do you, put everything together? How do you make it happen?
It all stems from emotion. So Speak Now came from an emotion. It came from an experience that literally never went beyond that spark. So it's me entering a location, I won't say where, but me entering a location and someone's attraction to me just continued to circulate around the room. Like wherever this person was, I was. Wherever that person was in a distance, we were in eyesights of each other. And it just kind of was like, well, if he would have said something, you need to speak now because I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you're here with your girl. I don't know if you're here with your friends. I don't know what's going on. But if he would have just spoke at that moment, you know, um, it may have been different. But I could tell what that person's demeanor was. And it literally is just an experience that happened to me that I was able to put into a song. And I didn't put it into a song right away as this experience was just happening and go home and write the song the next day. It literally was something that my writing, which will go into how I write, I go back to moments that, I got those little question marks and what ifs around it for that part. Um, I take moments of my life. I do take moments of my life. So Speak Now was definitely a moment. Um, Never turned into a boyfriend, never turned into anything. It was just like the energy was there. And I just, that eye contact, that energy, that brush up against that person and like, oh, I'm sorry. But you know what? You should have said something. So speak now. So that's how that came about. And
Nice.
my writing techniques are just from emotion. It is really from deep emotion.
Wow. Wow. Nice. So I know people, got a chance to hear that song. What other songs do you have out right now and what platforms can they actually really, check in on you with?
Well, you can actually find me on all social media platforms. You can find me on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, iTunes. You can find me anywhere by just googling Goddess Nikkiya. But some of the other songs you'll hear about is "If You Trust Me," which is probably another experience that I had. Oh my God, it is another experience that I had, and it definitely will speak to for the women collective when they're dealing with that type of guy that has his walls up, and it's not something that a lot of people talk about. A lot of times, guys have their own walls built up just to protect themselves, and it's about allowing that person to gain trust in you. I also have another song out called "Are We," and "Are We" is another kind of intimate song about a woman being not so much as confused, but knowing that she's important and solidified to a person, but wanting to, in that moment, know exactly where it is. Are we loving? Are we fucking? What are we doing here? I know we're important to each other, but you got to let me know something more. And um, the other song that I have out is called Only One, and it allows me to express kind of from my feelings about myself. Like, I should be the only one that if someone is dating me, I'm the only one for you. So it talks about, from a woman's perspective, just how you're the only person and how long of a journey you've gone through with that person. And even if you guys haven't been together all the entire time, you still know that in the back of that person's mind, you're the only one for that person. You're the only one for that person. And they know it, you know it. And it's like you guys have that bond, that electric bond. But it's just like, really, are we moving forward with this? Is this what it's going to be? Don't argue, don't fight. Let's try to figure out where we stand. So all four of those songs are on all social media platforms. Trust, if you trust me, Only One, Are We, and Speak Now. So all those songs are out, but I do have another EP that's getting ready to come out, and it's going to include the up follow of the rest of these songs. So everything is going to kind of, you'll see the similarities. You'll see how the story is being told, basically. And make sure y'all follow me though. Look up God is Nikkiya and look up
Absolutely.
my Instagram too, and check out everything that I got going on with TikTok.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've been seeing your thing. One of the things that I would say, like that you kind of like brought my light to, because I listen to music and I listen to a lot of music, but just actually like getting into the feel of the music and what's going on with the music, the theatrical part of it, like what's going on. Like you kind of open my eyes to that, and I've been able to appreciate a lot more songs, a lot more because I can kind of more like see what's going on and feel what's going on. Where did you like pick that up from? Like how did that come across to you? Like when you first like noticed like the actions from the words and the songs that you were listening to?
Well, you said it yourself. I used to be in theater. So I'm a theatrical person. And I know that with words, you can paint a picture. So if you're, whether you're singing or whether you're saying it on a theater, saying it at a theater performance, or you're doing what we're doing now and just speaking. But how I learned how to do that is, it's a secret of mine, but I'll tell it. I usually get a lot of images through my mind when I'm writing a song. If I'm writing a song, it follows up with like an image. If it's an argument, I'm seeing what they're arguing about. I'm seeing, maybe, and I use myself in a lot of situations, but I also use some things that I've seen people go through. But I would see a lot of images in my mind, like, maybe food left on the table after an argument. Y'all had dinner, y'all fought, and it's still a fight, and you just throwing that plate across the room, and that's just the part of the song that you have to put in there that that took place. Um, in most cases, it's just the theatrical side of me, just thinking about acting it out myself. I have like little music videos going in my head most of the day. So it's just like, it gives me a wide variety of a lot of topics I could talk about. I'm always imagining, and I use my creative imagination to really make my songs pop, but also my theatrical side there.
Yeah, no, you got some great songs. I love what you're doing. I love how you're doing your thing. It's very very touch. Like when I say like the song, like it reminds me of growing up listening to the Brandys and the Monicas and the Faith Evans and the all of those people. So it really like I get that feel, but it's like with a nice, new urban twist with, words that are being used in today's world. It's not, you
Right.
know, yeah, yeah, it's very current. And again, I like what you're doing. I like how you're doing the thing. You got album, you said even now.
Yes.
Should we when around can we expect that, or what should we be looking forward to, and how should we engaging with you?
Wait, what was your question? What was the question?
Can you hear me?
Nope, barely. I wish I would have heard the question. But I try to be relatable. I just try to be relatable. I try my best to understand what society is growing into and my experiences in the past. I never want to leave them behind. It's who I am.
I'm so sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I can't hear you. Oh no. My bad. My phone rang.
It's
It blocked
okay.
us out. Um, gee. Well, in this case, I think we're gonna have to end it. But we wanna interview you again. Okay, we're gonna bring you back again. Um, but thank you so much for coming to the show. Thanks for showing up, and everybody go follow us. Goddess Nikkiya is GODDESSNIKKIYA _ on Instagram.
Yes. Double D, double S, double K.
Thank y'all again. Thanks so much. See you later.